Welcome back to Money Mind. We all know that to make money on the stock market, you need to buy low and sell high. Easy, right? Well, the truth is that there are people who've made a lot of money on the stock market, and there are people who don't. I caught up with Teng Boo, founder and managing director of Capital Dynamics, Asia's first global fund manager, to find out more about his investment success and why he's known as the Warren Buffett of Malaysia.
But don't forget, 09 March.
Few have had the meteoric success of value investor Teng Boo. His fascination with investing over more than 4 decades has led him to acquire an uncanny insight into just where to park his and his clients' money. And his record speaks for itself. Known as the Warren Buffett of Malaysia, today Tan is one of the world's most successful value investors. He turned 48,000 Malaysian ringgit invested in global markets into $1 billion in just 25 years. Often a contrarian with investment plays, he says when it comes to success as an investor, there are many roads to heaven.
Or do all the internet searches and then start doing your financial modeling.
There are actually many roads to heaven. There are very successful traders, there are very successful quant type of fund managers. So I think at the end of the day, you got to be comfortable with whatever philosophy that you adopt. In my case, I think value investing is the most commonsensical of all, because it's like when you buy anything, whether you're buying a property, whether you're buying a business, or whether you're going to Hermes to buy your next item, if something is worth that much and it's like 30%, 40% cheaper, I think that's a lot more sensible, isn't it?
So what's your sense of the markets right now?
The New York market is probably it's probably one of the most overvalued market there is currently. I mean, look, when something is overvalued, it doesn't really mean, it doesn't tell you that it's going to drop the next day. All it's saying is that the environment is such that the risks are extremely high. And I think the trigger, most people have put the blame on China. The Shanghai stock market, I don't call it the renminbi devaluation. That's not a devaluation. It's a 2-3% move. The trigger, if you look at facts, the Singapore market, the Hong Kong market, the Philippines market, and even markets like Australia and India, all of them peak in April 2015. The Shanghai market only tumbled in August 2015. Now, how can China and Shanghai be the cause when these markets peaked 3 to 4 months prior to that? It was because markets, well, generally speaking, particularly emerging markets, were already expecting the Federal Reserve to hike the interest rate. So then Shanghai followed. So I think the most important factor and the biggest culprit is I call it the misconduct of the US monetary policy. They waited too long and possibly raised the interest rate too late. So the meltdown, or whatever you want to call it, the sell-off, is long overdue.
The markets are going through a lot of volatility right now, Mr. Tan. Do value investors like volatile times, and how do they make money during those times?
The way you put it, it sounds like as if we are rather sadists and masochists. We are not. I think we love it in the sense that we have been, or at least in my case, I've been waiting very patiently for an environment where there are low risk and high return. And this type of volatility should give us that kind of environment. Yes, as I told my staff, every day in 2016, every day when I wake up and I see this market falling 2%, 3%, I jump with joy.
How do you make those calls? How do you make the right call at the right time?
Well, gut instinct has a role. Sometimes you have looked at the numbers, you've seen the people, you've analyzed, you've thought it again and again. Bottom line, you just say, well, okay, what are my guts telling me? And sometimes they do have a role to play, but I think it's not just, you don't need to, of course, if you read widely and you're able to understand them deeply, of course it helps. But I don't want to give the average investor the impression that value investing, successful value investing is so high up there. It's something that any one of us can do. The only two qualities that are needed would be patience and discipline.
So what were your biggest investment plays then?
We were exposed to quite a lot of Galaxy Entertainment that's listed in Hong Kong, exposed to the Macau casino. We bought it very cheap. We bought it about 3 odd Hong Kong dollars, and we held it based on my value investing style. Unfortunately, we sold it at about $11, $12, and then it went all the way to $70. I said at $11, $12, I know that the casino business in China has got good potential, but what is the number that I'm going to put in, right? So I says, I think it's reached a level where $3 was probably the ground or the first floor. At $11, $12 probably is maybe the 30th floor. Is 30th floor the ultimate floor? I don't know. All I know is that if I fall from the 30th floor, I'll be dead. If I fall from the first or ground floor, I might break a finger. So the risk reward, it was a high risk, low return kind of thing.
With all of this uncertainty and all of these potential opportunities that we're seeing as well, where do you see global growth going forward?
Abenomics is a total failure. US recovery is aging, 7-8 years. It's one of the longest recovery US has ever experienced. And the Federal Reserve, it's taking off. Europe has to just, Draghi just announced a few days ago just to assure the markets that, hey, look, I'm here, So where's the growth going to come from globally? Nobody can, for India to be able to take the role that China did, say, for the last 20 years, India will need another 20 years. Markets will go down and stay low. So I can't see any growth, mainly because China now is, instead of having a fiscal massive stimulus, China is actually cutting down capacities. And no country, no economy can take her place.
That's